Anonymous is one of the most recognizable groups and words on the internet, known for their cyber attacks on various organizations in the name of free speech and anti-censorship. But like most groups with such an interesting structure and stance, there's probably plenty of things you guys didn't know about them. What is up, guys? Jimmy or Chaos here, and welcome to the Truth Series. This is the series where we dig a little deeper, and the ultimate goal of this video is for you to walk away from it saying, wow, I actually didn't know that. Today, we're going to be learning some new and interesting things about Anonymous. Be sure to enter the monthly $200 Amazon gift card here on the channel. It's really easy to enter. All you have to do is like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and turn on your notifications for a chance to win. Leave a comment why you want it with your Twitter handle, and I will pick the winner at the end of the month. Good luck. So to get things started, Anonymous is a hacktivist group that has very little official structure. They are best known for their movements and efforts against cyber surveillance and censorship, with an overall goal of freedom on the internet and the ability for people to spread ideas freely. Their name and logo represent their goal to keep their identities a secret as a way of making them all seem like one and suggesting that they all stand united together. While they are best known for their digital movements and efforts, they have conducted and participated in many in-person rallies and protests in the past. So where does the name Anonymous actually come from? Well, it comes from the group's origins on the online image board 4chan, particularly the random section, better known as /b/. On B, anyone can post anything they want with absolutely no censorship or confirmation of identity. When someone posts something on the board, their tag is simply labeled Anonymous or Anon, and the earliest roots of the Anonymous group came from the 4chan raids, in which a group of 4chan users would actually go to another site or video and just spam it as hard as they could, much like what you see today with, you could relate it to Twitch raids in a way. 4chan raids helped grow the idea of a group of anonymous individuals coming together for a certain thing and helped move the formation of the hacktivist group moving forward. That is pretty much the birth of what you now know as Anonymous. So have you ever wondered what the origins of the Anonymous mask are? I mean, if you think about Anonymous, you think about hacking, and you probably think about that mask. It's everywhere on the internet. It's one of the first things people think about and correlate with Anonymous. After all, they obviously didn't invent that face or that mask, and the masks that Anonymous members wear are Guy Fawkes masks, which are modeled after a man from the early 1600s who actually plotted a failed assassination of King James I of England and the VI of Scotland in the event that is better known as the Gunpowder Plot. Since then, the face of Guy Fawkes has been used in masks as a showing of rebellion or anti-establishment, and the protest was actually popularized for the 21st century with the graphic novel V for Vendetta. You've seen that, you've read it, you've probably seen the film adaptation that came out a few years later. Now, Anonymous first adopted the mask into their group in 2008 during their protest against the Church of Scientology. This protest was very widely covered and publicized, resulting in those masks becoming more and more associated with Anonymous as a group. But the mask actually dates all the way back to the early 1600s. While the group seems to have first come together in 2003-2004, the first widely recognized effort of the Anonymous group was actually in 2006 during the hacking of Hal Turner's website. Hal Turner is a white nationalist and a Holocaust denier from New Jersey who has a history of assaulting non-white people, both online and actually in real life as well. So from December of 2006 to January of 2007, Anonymous reportedly took his website down, forcing him to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to actually fix it. In response to the attack, Turner actually filed a suit against 4chan for copyright infringement, although you can't really do that. The case was thrown out when the emails the court sent Turner were conveniently undeliverable, although Anonymous has not claimed responsibility for that aspect of things, so it's possible that it was just a coincidence, but I highly doubt it. The second instance to ever really be linked to Anonymous in a big way was in December of 2007, when the members of the group were able to track down a sexual predator and get him arrested. Chris Forcan was 53 years old at the time, and he was reportedly tracked by cyber vigilantes who seek out anyone who presents with a sexual interest in children, and these cyber vigilantes were later revealed as Anonymous. Now, once Forcan was turned in, he was actually charged with 2 counts of luring children under the age of 14, attempted exposure, and the possession and concealment of a deadly weapon. This was the first time in history that someone was caught and turned in by internet vigilantes. And what you're going to find, the reoccurring theme throughout this video, is that Anonymous, they're not, a lot of people, when you hear the word Anonymous, you get scared and you think the bad guy. That's not really the case. Moving along, despite the fact that many Anonymous members have broken the law in the name of their cause, the movement itself is actually not illegal or tracked by the government. Claiming to be a part of Anonymous is completely legal, and participating in their cause is also legal. However, things get a little murky and bad when you start disregarding the law in the name of the cause, regardless of whether or not you're attacking another illegal thing. In one controversial incident, Anonymous took down the website for the Church of Scientology in a response to their deliberate censorship and abuse of YouTube's old copyright system. Now, Anonymous's efforts were ultimately successful. One member made the mistake of actually revealing his identity as one of the hackers who took down the church's website, and he was immediately arrested, spending a year in prison and having to pay $20,000 straight to the Church of Scientology. So there's a reason that they stay behind the shroud of Anonymous, and they are all one and united, so you never actually see their identities, because when one actually is revealed, they go down pretty quick. Now, one of the most notable efforts from Anonymous recently has been their fight against the online presence of the terrorist group you guys already know. I'm not going to say it here on YouTube because apparently you can't really say it. Now, Operation ICE began on February 9th of 2015 when Anonymous members hacked various social media accounts of the Islamic State and released a statement claiming they were going to continue attacking them and reveal the identities of all their members online. Now, they definitely followed through with this mission, as they managed to take down over 800 terrorist-associated Twitter profiles within the very first 24 hours of the initial statement, and 3 days later, they took down 1,000 associated websites, and those numbers continued to climb over the following year. So once again, I know they do things illegal against other illegal causes, but when you see something like this, it's hard not to just jump on the cause with them when they're fighting terrorists like they are online. While many people view Anonymous as an organization, it's really nothing close to it, as there's no real hierarchy or structure in the way they operate that we know of. That could be different in the back channels, I don't know. Rather, they just move together for certain causes, and people can come and go from Anonymous as they please. The people who are commonly thought as the leaders are actually just people who are the most active in the community, or the people who have the best hacking skills, when in reality, I don't think there really is any ranking in Anonymous, and I think it's that way for a reason, where everybody is fair, balanced, and they're all shoulder to shoulder. This is why the Anonymous logo is a suit with no face, and why they actually tend to be masked while they are in public. Now, despite the fact that a lot of people associate Anonymous with hacking, it's been reported that very few members of the movement are actually capable of hacking anything. In order to be a part of the movement, you simply need to have access to a computer and know how to perform a DDoS attack, as well as going through the process of getting your computer encrypted so you can operate without being tracked, and so you and other Anonymous members can actually communicate without revealing or tracking identity. However, because there's so many people in the group, and because anyone is allowed to come and go as they please, this leads to a lot of murky areas with the overall morality of the group. Core Anonymous members are known to be very welcoming to newcomers, but there have also been many instances of people being scapegoated for other members of the movement, and some Anonymous members have even been arrested because another member didn't trust them and revealed their identity to the authorities. So, while their lack of official framework and hierarchy has led to great growth, it also caused issues in the past. And finally, the 2016 presidential election was definitely an interesting one, especially regarding the way it was seen by Anonymous. In March of 2016, Anonymous declared war on Donald Trump as members viewed him as a monster, but shortly after, the official Anonymous YouTube channel uploaded a video stating that its declaration was a mistake, and to attack an individual because of what they believe would actually go against what they stood for in the first place. A similar thing happened on the other side of the coin with Hillary Clinton, as there have been a few accounts of Anonymous members attacking Clinton, although the group as a whole decided to not get involved for the same reasons they chose not to attack Trump. So, ever since the election, Anonymous has been relatively quiet on the subject, as they have only conducted 3 operations in 2016 and 2017 combined, as opposed to the 10 operations that they conducted in 2015 alone. So there you have it, my friends. Those are some interesting facts and storylines about the group Anonymous. You guys can give me your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, this series is ultimately just to dig a little deeper. We can do truth videos on anything from video games to video game characters to real people, real life space aliens. It doesn't matter. The point is to walk away from this video knowing the truth about the subject. So you guys are more than willing to give me suggestions in the comment section. There is a playlist below as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video.